But I was running from the fact of like, is it going to be like this forever? Because this is new and I don't like this. And because it's new and I don't like it, I need to find my way out of this ASAP. And I want you to understand that new spaces aren't meant to feel familiar. Whew. Hey boos, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a chit chat. Get ready with me. You know how we do over here. Let's talk. I can't wait to talk to you. Come on. Y'all, first let's get into it. Can you see I got a new little hair color, child? Look, this is copper, sis. Like, I think this is so freaking cute. I use the brand organic. Y'all know that's like the blend hair or whatever from the beauty supply store. This was their body wave texture, but I curled it and I cut it up to like this cute little curl bob style. I like it, y'all. Like, I think it's so cute. I wanted a pop of color. Never done copper before. Feeling it, love it. So that's that. So I done set my timer, y'all, because I know that I can sit here and I can talk. And although I can sit here and talk, first of all, I don't like having to edit long videos. And because I can talk, my videos be long. But then secondly, too, like, I don't want y'all to have to sit there and watch a long video. Typically, my videos are short. But my last video, which got some great engagement on, my last video, y'all, was long. And I guess it was for a purpose. You know, I just needed to talk and vent. But I really wanted to just tell you guys I appreciate y'all so much because y'all watched the video. And not only did y'all watch, y'all commented on it, but not even that, like, y'all was able to relate to the things that I was talking about in the season that I'm in. So I'm just so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much, always. I have responded back to those comments on the videos. I want you to understand my goal is to always be engaging with my people on my channel. So I try my best to respond back to you guys. Even if my damn responses are a week late or 4 days late from the video or whenever, I'm gonna get back to you because I appreciate you even taking the time to leave me a comment. So thank you guys. I'm always encouraging. Please comment on my videos because I'm gonna talk back to you, okay? Like, that's just gonna happen. I had posted a post on my Instagram. If you're not following me, it's at Nini Tanae. And my caption was just saying, like, I need you to, you know, go and refocus. And I was just saying that a lot of us are distracted. And I really kind of wanted to come and talk to us about that today. Like, could you listen? In so many words, it was saying that, you know, like, baby girl, you used to make magic happen. All you got to do is go back and refocus. And I have resonated with that post because I feel like at one point, you know, when I was going through my journey of just trying to heal, and honestly my journey looks like just getting back to Nathisha, and or not back to the Nathisha, but becoming the woman that I know I am. It really resonated with me because it was like, Nee, you really do have to refocus. And I learned that ever since I shifted my focus, things just started looking better for me. You know, sometimes when we talk, guys, well, sometimes when I talk, I know that the message can go over some people's head, but I'm so thankful for my community who, whenever I talk, y'all don't skip a beat. You know, like, whatever I'm saying, y'all get my message. But I wanted to talk a lot about distractions because, you know, guys, like, yes, when I say that we are distracted, I can mean by, oh, okay, we distracted by our phones and we distracted by, you know, maybe the TV and the stuff that we engage in. Cool. Like, yes, that is a part of the distraction that I'm talking about. But I want you to go a little bit deeper with me a little bit. Like, a lot of us are just distracted from becoming and or focusing on our own alignment. And those distractions could look like many different things. And when I say distractions, you could be distracted by a relationship that's just holding you down and holding you back. You could be distracted by family. You know, you could be distracted by your job. You could be distracted by just your kids. I won't say that, but you could be distracted by just worrying on things that may not even be in your control, you know, in your own head about a lot. Y'all, why is my brows not coming out today? I think that distractions go deeper than when I say distractions. You could be distracted by your situationship. You could be distracted by sex. You could be distracted by liquor, alcohol, weed. Girl, the list goes on. I wanted to go deeper than just saying the word distraction, because what I realized, y'all, is that, hold on, y'all. So because I'm rushing here, I can't get my brows right, and I don't like that because the brows need to brow today because I'm going to be outside. I noticed for me, like, one of my biggest distractions and what kept me from just kind of being the girl that I am, having the outcomes that I want, and just really being satisfied by my life, I really was distracted by the people around me and the relationship that I was in. You know, like, it was really keeping me from what I wanted. And not to really highlight the relationship, I'll just focus more so on like what I was doing in the relationship. Like, I was so focused on trying to get that relationship to work, right? Just trying to get the relationship to work, just trying to stable us, just trying to stable so much that it was taking so much time and attention off of myself. But then even when I got into dating, you know, like, I noticed that I was just so distracted on trying to find the right partner, trying to find the person for me, just trying to, you know, find my happiness. And I was looking for that at the time in relationships. I just kind of feel like all of the efforts that I was putting to stabilize something, you know, that I thought was in my control really wasn't in my control. And it really took me away from really just focusing and realigning with my own purpose and finding my own happiness. And I just kind of want to say that, y'all, like, that's the complete, I hate when I start stuttering, but that's the task of distractions. Like, the main goal and objective of distractions is to keep you away from focusing on what's important. When I go out, you know, I just pay attention to the things that I see online, and I watch podcasts and forums, and then I just listen to the people that's around me, and specifically women, you know, and I just listen to them talk so much about, you know, just the dude that they focusing on, or the relationship that's not working, and this one situationship, and this and that, you know. I just listen to the conversation from that, and, you know, you can tell that we have, or women are having struggles or issues in their relationships, which, okay, I understand that. But I also hear how, you know, they are just trying to find their own happiness and their own purpose, and they have their own goals, and or they can't really figure out yet what their goals are, and or the path that they're supposed to be walking down, or the next job or career, or the next step that they want to make for themselves. Because I always pose that question, even as a therapist, like, okay, you know, after we talk about the relationships and other things that you got going on that's, you know, causing you some issues or causing you some confusion and strife or whatever, I like to explore, like, well, what's your goals for yourself and what do you like to do? And I always hear, like, you know, people have big dreams, and, you know, when I asked about the progress of that, like, okay, what you doing with that, how you getting there, for some reason the language seems like it's always on the back burner, or like they haven't put as much energy and or attention and effort into those things. And honestly, y'all, I really want you to understand that the stuff that require our attention be the stuff that we least likely focus on, that we focus the least on. And why is that? You know, like, why is that? I really don't like that for us. You know, like, I really feel like if there's dreams and passions and goals and, you know, whatever you want, whether it's just to develop yourself as, you know, a boss, whether it's just to take the next step in your career, whether it is, you know, to just branch out on your own or whatever. I don't know what your dreams and aspirations and goals are, but guys, like, that really does desire your attention. I said desire. It really does require your attention. It really does. And I just kind of feel like, you know, in order to see those things flourish, we have to shift our focus. And a lot of times, do you know that we feel like focusing on ourselves and our own goals and visions, sometimes it's too hard to focus on, or it takes too long, or it's not as interesting, and or it takes too many steps, X, Y, and Z. So, and or it's not really in our control, or we don't really know how to fix it. We don't really know what direction to go into. So it deters us from even doing on that, but I kind of want to encourage you today that as much time as you focus on chasing these men around, as much time as you focus on just having fun, you really need to dedicate that time. You really need to spend just as much or even more of that just kind of sitting down and really just kind of preparing yourself and really seeing what's happening around you. A lot of us are distracted. A lot of us are, oh, I'm using the wrong color, dang. A lot of us are so distracted. I mean, and you will wonder why. Let me tell you something. I sit with my clients and I listen to them, and you will wonder why sometimes you are so depressed and sometimes your anxiety is through the roof, why you just don't feel like you are where you want to be in your life, and when you feel like things are just not going in your favor and you have no control. And I like to always tell and remind my clients, and I want to require and remind you, it's because sometimes we're focusing on the wrong things. Sometimes we're putting too much energy into the wrong things. Now listen, I'm gonna be honest, I know you don't want to hear that. I know that's not something you probably want to hear and or you want to face, but we're not going to always hear the things that we want to hear, but we're going to have to be open to the things that we need to hear. And I just want you to understand that if you feel like things are not going in your favor, and when I say things, whether I don't know what those things are, y'all, so I can't start naming and pinpointing, but you follow me. If you feel like you've been trying at something and it's not going in your favor, sometimes that's just a message that this is not for you to control, and or this doesn't require the attention that you are putting into it. It's time for you to shift your focus. And honestly, y'all, you're only going to get the things that you want and or the things that's supposed to be aligned with you when you shift your focus. And I like to tell people, like, you have to shift your focus to what's going to better and improve you. Like, truly, what is going to be what's going to, and when I say improve you, this is not in the standards of what society say the standards are. I just like to believe that a healthy mind is a healthy person, and we have to understand what health it looks like, right? Y'all, do you know that there are people who have never experienced peace? No, seriously, like, do you know there are some people who don't even know what peace looks like, what peace feels like? And I want you to understand that peace is a thing, y'all. Like, peace is a thing. We operate so much in dysfunction. We operate so much in strife. We operate so much in disappointment. We operate so much in stress, right? And going that we feel like it's the norm. And I want you to understand that peace is a thing. A healthy mind is a healthy person. A healthy mind, mental, emotional state is a healthy person. And I want you to understand that, you really should strive on becoming your best healthy self. It really should look like that. Whether it's physically, guys, whatever. But I just feel like emotionally and mentally, you really got to strive on becoming your best self. And I'm going to tell you something. That takes a lot of refocusing. Side note, if this looks familiar, it's going to be familiar because I'm just doing literally one of my natural kind of beats with my hair. My outfit is going to be brown, so I'm just going with like my go-to eye makeup look. I don't know, lady, I just kind of feel like you deserve whatever you want in your life. I feel like you deserve the peace, the happiness, the laughter, the proud, the sense of accomplishment, the sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. I really do feel like you deserve that. I feel like everybody deserves that. I always say ladies or girl or whatever because that's just the crowd that I have here. But if I was talking to a man, I would say the same thing. Like, I really feel like we deserve that, but it just sucks so bad that it seems as if the only way that we can get that is if we have a partner, and or if we focus on, creating a relationship and having a relationship. If we attach ourselves to something or someone that's going to bring that fulfillment. And I hate that is the way that things look and or the narrative, because I promise you that's not true. I talk to a lot of women. On my caseload I have men and women, but I think I have a lot more women on my caseload. But I talk to a lot of women on my caseload, and I listen to them, and I just see how, you know, a lot of them don't even know, you know, what their goals are, what they want. They don't even know, but they're focusing so much on how they're not succeeding in these relationships, whether people are just using them, whether they're just too insecure and they can't step out there, whatever it is. Like, they focus a lot heavily on that, and because that's the focus, you know, that's all that a lot of these issues, you know, come down to the bottom of a lot of things. A lot of these issues all boil down to, you know, relationships and the scars and or the heartbreaks and or the expectations and or the lack thereof. Now, that's a big point right there. Do you know that? And I may be speaking to some of you. Some women are completely horrified of being alone. No, really, I'm serious. Some people are completely horrified of being alone. And it really just looks as if I would rather avoid being alone. I would rather continue to engage in failed relationships, heartbreak, confusion, dissatisfaction, low self-esteem, low self-worth, abandonment, feelings of just low accomplishment. Oh, it can keep going. I would rather deal with that than just be alone. That's sad. That's sad. And I'm not here to pass judgment, but I'm here because I need you to understand that that's not okay. What's the fear in being alone? Can somebody answer that for me? If you are a person that relates to that, I want to understand, what's the fear in being alone? Why do you fear that? And a lot of times, right, I notice that people equate to being alone to mean that you're not worthy. Nobody wants you. And nobody wants to have the title of, oh, I'm alone, because they equate it to that. I'm alone, I have nobody, I must not be worthy, I must not, you know, must not be worthy, must not be worth it, must not be beautiful, I must be, I don't know. But I want you to understand that there is nothing wrong with being alone. Honestly, as a woman who has been alone, and when I say alone, I've been single, guys, for damn near 2 years now. You know, I live alone. You know, that's just what it is. But I want to tell you something, guys. Like, I too, at one point, when I first became single, I did not like being in my own place. I'm going to be honest with you. I used to always go visit my mom, go visit my family. I was never in a house. I was outside. I did not like being in the house because it was too quiet. It was like, well, damn, like, I don't want to be in here. It ain't nothing going on. I felt like I needed to be stimulated by others in order to enjoy life. It was just the fact that going to bed was lonely. It was like, damn, you know, like, I don't like this. It's just, so let me just kind of tell you something. I too did not like the idea of being alone. I remember I sat one time and I talked to my mother and I said, Mom, I said, I just don't like coming home. I said, it's just me in here. It's too quiet. I don't like it at all. You know, like, I wish that I just had somebody here to come home to. And my mother gave me this advice. She said, Natisha, she said, that's your house. She said, I need you to make it your home. And she said, the more that you make it your home, you'll start to like it there. And I never really considered that because I had just moved in and shit, it was just like a new empty place. It didn't feel like home. It felt foreign because the space that I was in was a new space. It was foreign. You know, this is my first time living alone. So now this house don't even feel like my home. And that was just the very basic of advice that she could have given me. And she didn't even know that how impactful that advice was. And I was like, well, okay, I'm really into home decor. I like creating my space. And I did. I created the space for me and I made it home. And then I noticed that even just by doing that, it was like, oh, it's not too bad being up in here by myself. But then I had to really focus on too, like, now that I've created this space at home, why do you still feel like people need to be in this space? And I'm going to tell you something. For me, because I didn't like being alone, I just had people up in here. I didn't care. Come on, come in my house. Because it was just filling the void of, I needed some type of attention. I needed some type of just stimulation. Like, I need somebody around, right? But I was running from the fact of like, is it gonna be like this forever? Because this is new and I don't like this, and because it's new and I don't like it, I need to find my way out of this ASAP. And I want you to understand that new spaces aren't meant to feel familiar. Whew. Did I just say a word to you? New spaces aren't meant to feel familiar. You have to adjust to new spaces. But I'm going to tell you something. We are humans. We are formed to be able to adjust. So just because it's new does not mean that you cannot adjust to it. It's just going to take some time. So I say all that to say, guys, that like ain't nothing wrong with just being by yourself. And if we put that into like a general concept, guys, ain't nothing wrong with being by yourself. You don't have to be in relationships that don't serve you, whether it's romantic, friendship, or family members. Sometimes we have to take the time to sit back, be by ourselves, and refocus. I talk about this, but for me, you know, being by myself helps quiet the noise. And what do I mean? A lot of times when we are surrounded by people, we are focusing either on what they're saying, what they got going on, what they have put into our head, you know, just whatever that we're seeing. We're taking in so much information. It's noisy. It is noisy. It's too noisy. And what I mean by quiet the noise, you need time to sit so that you can hear your own thoughts, so that you can talk to yourself, so that you can tap in with God. You really need time to quiet the noise. And this is why I'm telling you, we are too distracted. And distractions are only going to keep you further away from focusing on what really needs your attention. Now, only you can define what are your distractions. I want you to really sit and think about that. You know, what are your distractions? You know, for me, for a long time, going out, the club, getting lit, drinking, that was such a big distraction for me. You know, it was helping me, and I gotta put it in quotation marks. It was helping me during my process of healing, and I'm not gonna sit here and downplay it. When I tell you going out and getting lit and having a good time, it was helpful for me in a point of my life. You know, when I went through my breakup, it really, you know, breakups have its all transitions. You know, you're gonna go out. Listen, I'm gonna go on a whole nother tangent, but getting lit and having liquor and being drunk, it was a distraction for me. Was it a healthy distraction? No, but I'm not gonna lie. It helped me get from one stage to the next stage. But then I just had learned that this ain't it. Like, this ain't even helping. You know, like, I'm still in the same space. I still feel these same feelings. I'm still, you know, not feeling like how I want to feel. And I had to realize, like, okay, this is no longer serving me. This is creating too much noise from me. It's distracting me. You know, like, I'll just kind of paint the picture. You know, you go out and you get drunk, and then you come home at night, and shit, your house looks a mess because you're drunk, you know. For me, my house look a mess. I take my clothes off, get drunk, go to bed, fall asleep, wake up in the morning and be like, damn. But guess what? I don't wake up in the morning. I wake up the very next day, but it's late in the afternoon. And if I'm up earlier, I'm still in the bed. And I don't fully recover until the late after evening of the next day. Now my damn day is gone. So I go out, get drunk, get lit. Now the next day, I wake up. This day is gone because I spent this whole day goddamn recovering. My house looks a mess. I can't even remember what happened the next day. Ooh, I'm getting deep. But now I got this day that's gone, and I still got shit that I need to do. And guess what? That helped for the moment, but now I still got these feelings and these things that I'm dealing with. My life still ain't goddamn on track, and I'm not feeling it. It was too much. I'm going to tell you something. Your distractions are only there to keep you in the same space. And I'm going to tell you something. It ain't a healthy space. I have to continue to remind you that I don't know what your distractions are. I'm leaving that task up to you. You know, I know for me, my distractions was just men. Like, my distractions was just finding comfort. You know, my distractions was just having something else I can focus on besides myself. You know, and I noticed that just kept coming with too much shit that I just didn't like. You know, too much shit that I just didn't stand for. What's that? The term that people use today? Situationships. Like, because I was so distracted, I'm sitting here looking for a relationship, looking for love. I just want my ideal partner, and I'm dealing with niggas that ain't giving me that. You know, they not becoming that, have no intention on becoming that. Now I'm in a situationship, right? And I had to realize, why am I in something that I don't want? Why? It's a distraction. You know, I need to lend that to you too. Like, I go on TikTok and I see the girls talk a lot about how they in their situationships, and I'm sitting here like, well, why are we glorifying that? Because at the end of the day, you're still saying you want your man, your man, your man, but this man can't get it right. Well, why are you entertaining something that you don't want? I just want to understand that. If you don't want a situationship, why are you entertaining it? Again, why are you so distracted? Why you can't focus on getting what you want? And sometimes getting what you want means that we're going to have to make some changes, you know, to start aligning and attracting what we want. So why we can't do that? Why we can't do that? Girl, you know, when I talk, I like to get deep, and we can go on so many different other topics, but I don't want you to miss my message. Ultimately, I want you to understand that you have to go refocus. You know, you really got to go refocus. And I know for me, guys, refocusing, man, I had to pull away. I had to quiet the noise. And I had to really look at my life and examine, like, where's your life going? And what are you putting a lot of energy into that doesn't require it? And what actually needs a lot of your attention? For myself, I just knew that for me, it was like, Natisha, what I want for myself is, I want the relationship. I'm going to be out of focus right quick, y'all. I want the relationship. I want the marriage. I want the children. I want the career. Like, I want those things. And I had to realize, well, what are you doing to get those things? You know, like, I wanted the faith. I wanted the relationship with God. I wanted this certain routine. I wanted these things. And it was like, I'm not getting them. And it was annoying me because it was like, why am I not getting these things? And it was because I had the good intention, but my action was all over the place. And I had to learn that intention is great, but intention is nothing if your actions is not showing that. And I want you to understand, a lot of us have great intentions, great ideas, great visions, great, you know, great dreams. My 35-minute alarm clock just went off, okay, so it's time to wrap this up. But a lot of us have great dreams and intentions, but we were lacking the attention and the action on those things. And a lot of times we're lacking the action because we're not placing it where it needs to be. And there are things and distractions that's taking our energy and our focus off of those things. And I want to encourage you today that I need you to relieve yourself of those distractions. You first kind of got to identify what's distracting you. Okay, identify what's distracting you and what purpose is that distraction serving, but what is it taking you away from? So identify, what do you want? You know, like, what do you want? What do you got to refocus on? How do you get yourself in alignment? And when I say alignment, I mean alignment for your purpose. You know, your purpose in being here. I want you to understand that everybody here has a purpose on this earth. And it's not up for me to tell you what your purpose of. And sometimes we have our own purposes for ourselves. Whether they align with what God wants for us or not, that's up for you to talk to. You know, you got to get tapped in and see that. But I really want you to understand that the dreams that you have for yourself, baby girl, I promise you, you can very much so accomplish them. But it's going to take for you to sit back, get realigned, and you got to refocus. And a lot of that means you have to pull away from your distractions. And I don't want to say, I hate to tell you, somebody got to tell you, and I'm going to be the one to tell you, you got to pull away from your distractions. I went to service the last Sunday, and the pastor was talking about things had to happen. And in so many words, she was just saying, like, how we go through things in life, right? And we're carrying around certain experiences and things that may have happened to us. And we keep asking God, like, why, right? And she pointed to the scripture which explained why, you know, these things had to happen. But her message was that a lot of the times we are holding on to things from the past. And these things that we are holding on to is keeping us from actually walking and moving forward. And these things actually had to happen because it was all part of the process. I mean, the daggone message just came full circle because it's things I had to just kind of talk about and tell myself, and I had to learn along the way. But I want to tell you, she was just saying that distractions are she didn't even say distractions. What she said was that thing, whatever that thing was we focused on. Was it a heartbreak? Was it a failed marriage? Did you have a baby too soon? And or, you know, did you make a decision that you didn't make? Are you holding on to some shame or regret or guilt or something? This is the thing, right? She kept saying that this thing just plays, it has a personal space in our head, and every time that we feed it, we give our attention to it, it shifts our entire mood. Oh my God. And she was saying that, do you see how this thing has such a hold on you that it's time to realize that this thing had to happen because it's opened so many other doors for you. But and it just kind of reminded me that we cannot continue to victimize ourselves for the things that has happened to ourselves. Nobody said this life was going to be perfect. I want you to understand that. Even me, in the space that I am in, to pour and teach and drop all this wisdom, do you think my life looks perfect? No, but I don't have this idea that my life needs to be perfect. I have this idea that I need strength to be able to get through all of these trials and these things that I'm going through. And even with that, these trials and these situations and these backsteps, I know I can learn, I can grow from that, I can accept these things. I know that I have the power to still create and live the happy that I want, because these things had to happen. Guess what? But I know it's a greater goal coming. And I want you to understand that she was really just saying that distractions keep you away from your blessings. Do you hear me? So that relationship or situationship and or man or woman that you holding on and ain't working, that distraction is keeping you away from your blessing. The weed, the liquor, the this, the that. And I'm not telling you completely rid yourself. Who am I to say that, right? I have my fun. I'm not telling you rid yourself. But you got to know when enough is enough. And that's something I'm going to tell you. When is enough enough? You got to figure that out. But I want you to understand, I'm on your ass. Figure out when is enough enough. You know, sometimes I gotta come and I gotta talk to y'all like that because that's how serious I am. And it's that tough love, you know, because I love you and I want you to have whatever you want to have. But I need you to know that you're gonna only have the things that you have if you get in alignment with it. And somebody ain't here to really give you that love, and I'm gonna give it to you, okay? I want you to know that you deserve whatever you want. But you can't get it on your time. You got to go sit down. You got to go refocus. You got to release them distractions. Listen, I'm so proud of me. We did this in 40 minutes, y'all. I set that timer for 35. We did this in 40 minutes. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. I got to go and do my hair. You know, look, my edges a little... I gotta go do my hair, kind of make it a little bit more shiny or whatever. Get my hair right and then throw my outfit on, y'all. But I think the look came out absolutely gorgeous. So I'm also going to add like some gloss to my lip. I don't have my gloss here. What I have on my lips is Nika K. This was $1.49 or something like that. It's in the color Sable. It's a lipstick. And then I have on my MCD Luxury Co. liquid lipstick in the color Latte. This brown gloss around my lips that y'all see, this is actually by NYX. It's their butter gloss and it's in the color Lava Cake. So I'm going to put a gloss on. This is not the gloss I want to use, but I don't have my gloss that I want to use sitting here with me. It's still in my purse, so we just gonna put this on because my lips kind of look glossy and then a little ashy in the middle. I don't like that, so we just gonna go in with the butter gloss, the Nika K butter gloss on top of this. This is Madeline. Is this Madeline? Yeah. So we gonna put that on like that, like so, like such. And our girl Tab, I mean, as Auntie Sam said. Okay. Bam. Bam. Yeah, y'all know me. I love a nice nude. Is this nude? Not like, is this nude like a bronze? Brown, nude, neutrals. I love a nice little look like this. It came together really well. I think that my hair complements it well too. Guys, I love this. We cute. We look good. I hope that you got the message today. Of course, leave me a comment down below because you know I'm going to respond back to you. I love you. listen to this message again, okay? Because I need you to get the message. I love you. I'm going to see you soon, okay? All right. Bye.